Alright, let's go have a look at the forums, see what's going on over there. Oh look, there's some new patch notes. Oh, they added a fast travel system. Okay, so some new ways to teleport to islands, some scrolls, they changed the dark auction. Looks pretty good, I guess I'll go make a video on it. Let me just make sure no other YouTubers have put it out. I mean, the update came out 2 hours ago. How would someone possibly have gone through all the content in 2 hours and made a video? Oh, well, would you look at that? Banana's already made a video. Looks like I can't make one because he's already done it. But what if I did? Well, in that case, I'd have to talk about something a little different, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Yeah, you see these forums? Yeah, they're ooga booga angry. Why? Because Hypixel pay to win, and they like to rant about it on the forums. So we're going to answer the age-old question of, is Skyblock pay to win? And it's not just going to be my opinion, we're going to go around the community and sample some opinions before coming to a final conclusion. I'm going to assume you already know what's in this update, but if you don't, here's a little overview. Basically, they added a fast travel system which lets you fast travel to certain points in the Skyblock map. The only problem is that some of these more convenient ones are MVP plus and above only. This means it's more convenient for the higher ranked players because they can zoom around the map and it gives them just a little bit of an advantage. But I hear you ask, how is that pay to win? It's just, a little bit more convenient, saves a bit of time, but it's not a deal breaker, not game breaking. But there are some points where it does become a bit of a grey area, and I'm going to show you those now. The first example is the Golem boss fight. People go into the end, they jump down into the dragon's nest, they check, is the golem up? If it isn't, they leave and they find a new lobby. Having an instant teleport into the dragon's nest is pretty powerful because you can just teleport in, check if there's a golem, and teleport right back out. You don't have to spend the time jumping down into the dragon's nest from the spawn area. And this means that the player who has this ability is going to be making more money than a player who doesn't. And because this is an MVP plus only item, it could definitely be considered a little bit pay to win. The second example is the teleport into the Howling Caves. Now, this is an area which usually requires you to use a Super Boom TNT to get access to. That is, if you're not using the horse glitch. So having access to this item can save you 2,500 coins every single time you want to enter the Howling Caves, and if you're farming Slayers and you want to switch lobbies, you can actually need to do this quite a few times. Those are the ways that I can currently think of on how this could be pay to win. That's just off the top of my head though, there might be a couple of others, but those are just the ones I can think of right now. But my opinion means nothing, so what does the community think about this? The first thing I thought of doing was checking with my guild members and seeing what they thought about it. The response was basically one yes and then a lot of no's. Funnily enough though, the only person who said it was a bad update was a VIP. Now if I had to hazard a guess, I would say that if they were an MVP plus themselves, they probably wouldn't think it was too bad after all. But this information wasn't enough. I didn't have an understanding of the entire general population of Skyblock's opinion. So like any slightly below average intelligence person, I went and I made a forum post. Alright, create thread. Oh, what should I name it? Do you think Hypixel Skyblock is pay to win? Yeah, that should do. And now I need to create a poll for people to answer. So the answers are going to be yes and no. And I guess allow voters to change their answers, no, and display votes publicly, yes, and allow to view results without voting, no. And post. So hopefully this should give us some insider information as to what the community thinks about this update. Alright, so the results are in, and I'm actually amazed. Only 2 people voted that it was pay to win, and 21 people voted that it wasn't. Now, I don't know about you, but that seems like a really good ratio, and it doesn't seem to represent what I was seeing on the forums earlier at all. Like, come on, even this non thinks that it's completely fine. So, that's pretty surprising. I didn't think that would happen at all. I thought it would just be a complete sea of yeses, and everyone complaining, giving their reasoning, and just smashing out my post. But instead they seem to be pretty chill, and I'm surprised. What this tells me is that when it comes to the forums, it's the really vocal minority that defines how the forums look. And so even if it's only 10% of people complaining about how pay to win the server is, that still makes up quite a sizable chunk of the front page of the forums. So what do I think? Do I think this update's pay to win? Do I think Skyblock's pay to win? I think you probably know my answer already, but no, I don't think it is. Of course, pay to win is a pretty relative term. It can be a little pay to win, it can be a lot pay to win, but I think in general this just doesn't cut it. If they were selling Skyblock coins for real money, or they were letting you put extra hot potato books on armor, or things like that that actually matter for a player's damage and a player's progression and things like that, then that would be a different story. But in this case, even though it does give ranked players a little bit of an advantage, it's just not enough to really consider the game, oh, pay to win, gotta buy a rank now, you know? And you also have to remember that the server making money isn't a bad thing. The more money the server makes, the more developers they can hire, and the faster updates are going to be created for Skyblock, which is something the whole community wants. Whew, now that's over. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. That was quite a rant, not really my style, but just an interesting topic that I had to give my opinion on. And as I said earlier, new update couldn't exactly do an update guide because Menacing Banana is an absolute unit with the speed he makes his videos at. So I had to do a little bit of a different topic. And here we are. And in case you were wondering, Dirt to Midas is still coming. And what's that in my inventory? Oh, would you look at that? It's a Midas. Oh, what, does that mean I finished Dirt to Midas? Well, yeah, but you'll have to wait until that video comes out. It'll be coming out in a week or so. I have to edit it, but I'm a really slow editor, so it might take a little longer. And there's a lot of footage that I have to edit through. It's about 30 hours or something, so it might take a little while, but it's coming. Don't worry, I'm still alive, I'm still here. And yeah, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting, please consider subscribing. One other thing, I did make a Twitter about a week ago, so that exists if you want to follow it. Links in the description. That's about it. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye.